Okay, today our focus will be on conversion of energy. So first let us go through the different forms of energy. So we know solar energy. The solar energy is the energy of radiation coming from sun. Heat energy. Heat brings warmness. So if you burn something of fuel, so it releases heat radiations. It is also a form of energy. Light energy gives us the sensation of vision. Chemical energy is stored in the combination of atoms. That is chemical energy. Hydro energy means the energy because of flowing water in rivers, as a sea wave energy, etc. Electrical energy, most important one. We cannot live without electricity. Nuclear energy, in an atom there is a nucleus. Nucleus is also having energy stored in it. A nucleus also has energy stored in it. That is the nuclear energy. If you break the nucleus, then you can use that energy. Geothermal energy is the energy trapped in the rocks. You know, there is magma below the earth's surface. So that magma comes in between the rocks and it heats up the water there. So the water is hot and is converted into steam as well. So the energy associated with that particular thing is the geothermal energy. Then we have mechanical energy, which is the summation of kinetic and potential energy. Wind energy, when the wind blows, it also has energy. It is a form of kinetic energy only. Sound is also a form of energy. And magnetic energy, you know, in electromagnets, an electromagnet can attract pieces of iron, etc. So it is also a form of energy. So in this way we have different forms of energy. And according to the principle of energy conservation, energy can be converted from one form to another. It can neither be created nor be destroyed. Energy can only be converted from one form to another. And we have amples of examples to prove this point. Conversion of energy from one form to another. One form is written in the first column and the other form is written in the third column. And the devices in which this happens is written in the second column. Okay. So, electrical energy to heat energy. We will first talk about the electrical energy only. Because it is such a common form of energy and we are so practically related with it. Electrical energy into heat energy. Electric heater does this job. Electric toaster, electric iron, electric geyser, and all this we have electrical energy converting into heat energy. Then electrical energy into mechanical energy. You supply electrical energy and you get mechanical energy. That happens in a motor basically. So it happens in an electric motor, and electric motor is there in fans, mixers, juicers, grinders, washing machines, etc. Then electrical energy into sound energy. We have loudspeakers. So in loudspeaker, the input is electrical energy and the output is sound energy. In electric bell also, ting tong. So electrical energy converts into sound energy. Electrical energy into chemical energy. When you charge a battery, you supply electrical energy to that battery and that gets converted into the chemical energy. Chemicals अंदर बदल जाते हैं, so it gets stored as a chemical energy. In the process of electrolysis, like electroplating etc. Gold plating होता है, nickel plating होता है, chromium plating होता है, refining of metals होते हैं. ये सब electrolysis के process में होता है. उसमें हम क्या करते हैं? The input is electrical energy and the output is chemical energy. Then electrical into light, yes, it happens in electric bulbs. Electrical into magnetic energy is electromagnets. Then the seventh one is mechanical into electrical. Mechanical energy converting into electrical energy. So we have hydroelectric power plants in dams. In dams the energy is stored as a potential energy in water. Water is stored in dams and it has potential energy. When you release that water at a lower level, So that potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy. The water rushes down and potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy. It is used to run a turbine, and to that turbine is connected a dynamo. So when this turbine rotates, the dynamo inside converts this form of mechanical energy into the electrical energy. So that particular setup is known as hydroelectric power plant, where mechanical energy gets converted into electrical energy. This sound energy also converts into the electrical energy, and that happens in a microphone. Every mobile has a microphone in which the sound energy is converted into electrical energy. Then chemical energy into electrical energy. So cells and batteries are very simple examples of this conversion. Light energy into electrical energy. We know in solar cell panels the sunlight falls and gets converted into electricity. Solar cells. There is one more device known as photoelectric cell. Chemical energy into light energy. So chemical energy, when you burn a candle or kerosene in a kerosene lamp. So in candle, in kerosene, chemical energy is trapped between the atoms and molecules, and this energy is converted into light energy. Okay, so chemical is like burning of candle and kerosene oil, etc. Light energy into chemical energy that happens in photosynthesis in the leaves where chlorophyll is present. Then chemical energy into heat energy. So chemical energy can be converted into heat energy, burning of fuel. You burn wood, no? Firewood, just to get heat energy. Here some part of energy also gets converted into light energy. This is not intended, but it happens. So this chemical energy, while we burn fuel, we in fact want it as the heat energy, but we somehow get some light energy as well. So this is not required. This is not required. And the thing which is not required, we say that degradation of energy is taking place. So when we are burning fuel just to get heat energy and it generates some light also, so that generation of light, conversion of chemical energy to light energy is degradation of energy. Energy has got degraded. We don't want it, but as a phenomenon, it gets produced. Then chemical energy into mechanical energy. So petrol and diesel engine. Here also complete chemical energy is not converted into the mechanical energy. A lot of energy is lost in the form of heat radiations, in friction, overcome friction, etc. So that particular thing, energy being lost to overcome friction, energy lost as heat radiation is degradation of energy again. Because we want this chemical energy to get completely converted into mechanical energy. Any other form of energy which happens due to the phenomenon taking place is a degradation of energy. Then heat getting converted into mechanical energy, that happens in a steam engine. Okay. Then nuclear energy converting into electrical energy. It happens in a nuclear reactor. In nuclear power plants, where the nuclear energy, we do a fission process. We break up a bigger nucleus into smaller parts. New nuclei are produced, and during this process, energy is also released. And that is then converted into the electrical energy. So nuclear power plant converts nuclear energy into electrical energy. Okay. So what we are going through is conversion of energy from one form to another. According to law of conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to another. And we have seen so many examples here in which we saw that energy gets converted from one form to another via some phenomenon. Okay. We can have some other examples also, like mechanical energy into heat energy. Mechanical energy into heat energy. Falling of water. When water falls from height, So it has potential energy here. This potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy, and when it falls on the ground, this kinetic energy gets converted into the heat energy. So mechanical to heat energies takes place in falling of water. Then heat energy into electrical energy. Heat energy into electrical energy. So there is a device known as thermocouple. It is a combination of two metal wires. So this is one metal wire and this one is the other metal wire. So we call these as the junctions. This is one junction and this is another junction. One junction we keep at high temperature, so we call this as hot junction. The other junction we keep at low temperature, this is called cold junction. So when such a system is made, metal 1 and metal 2, different metals. So in this case, an electricity is produced. So the heat energy, hot and cold junction, heat energy is getting converted into the electrical energy. Okay. Examples of potential energy getting converted into kinetic energy. So in watches, we have a wound spring, and when this wound spring relaxes, this wound spring has potential energy stored in it. And when the spring relaxes, it loses its potential energy. And this particular potential energy is used for the running of needles of the watch. So potential energy getting converted into the kinetic energy. The same thing happens in a bow arrow system. So the bow is stretched, the stretched bow has potential energy. And when the bow comes back to its original shape, it loses its potential energy. And that converts into the kinetic energy of arrow. Even when you use a hammer, so it's at some height, and when it's come down, so its potential energy gets converted into the kinetic energy of the hammer, which you can use to fix the nail at a particular place, etc. So we have so many examples in which we see that energy converts from one form to another. Now our focus would be in proving this thing that a freely falling body, mechanical energy is conserved in a freely falling body. Okay, so let us consider a body of mass m at a certain height from the ground level. Say this height is h. Let this point be A. So at A, the mechanical energy at A is the sum of the potential energy plus the kinetic energy at A. And what is the potential energy at A? Since the mass is m, the height is h, so it will have a potential energy of mgh. And we are just releasing it. So here the velocity is 0. Here the velocity is 0. So it has no kinetic energy here. And as such, the mechanical energy at A is mgh. Okay. Now we have released this mass, and at a certain instant of time, say it is here, it has fallen through a distance x, and it is at a height of h minus x from the ground level. Okay. This complete was h, it has fallen through x, so this is h minus this h minus x. Okay. Now let the velocity here be v and let this point be v. So the velocity here is v. It has fallen through a displacement. The displacement is x and the acceleration due to gravity is g. So if we consider activity A to B activity, here what we can use is v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So I write v here. So v square is v square only, u is 0, 2gx. So we get v square is equal to 2gx. Okay. Now we concentrate our attention on this mechanical energy at this point B, which is the sum of potential and kinetic energy at points B. So what is the potential energy at point B? At point B, this mass is at a height h minus x. So the potential energy will be mg h minus x. And what about the kinetic energy here? It will be half m v square. The velocity here is v. So half m v square. So we can have this as mgh minus mgx plus half m, and this v square is 2gx. So we can replace v square by 2gx. This 2 and 2 gets cancelled out. This is plus mgx, this is minus mgx, this will also get cancelled out. So the kinetic energy here is mgh. Means the mechanical energy at A is equal to the mechanical energy at B. And similarly, we can show that mechanical energy at C will be potential energy at C plus kinetic energy at C. What is the potential energy at C? It is 0 because now the mass is 0. So there is no height left. And what about the kinetic energy? It will be half m v square. So it is half m, and what will be v here? At B, the distance fallen was x. At C, the distance fallen will be h. So in place of x, we will write h here. So this v square will come out to be 2gh. That means it is mgh. So what we can conclude here is that mechanical energy at point A is equal to mechanical energy at point B is equal to mechanical energy at point C is equal to mgh. That means that throughout the fluid falling motion, the mechanical energy remains conserved. It is always equal to mgh. That is what we wanted to prove, that mechanical energy remains conserved in a freely falling body. We can draw a relevant graph also between energy and height. So we are drawing a graph between energy and height. Energy we are taking along the y-axis and height we are taking along the x-axis. So what is the mechanical energy? The mechanical energy throughout, let this height be h. This is height 0. This point is C basically. And this point is A. Okay. The mechanical energy is throughout same and equal to what? mgh. So this is the graph line for mechanical energy. Okay. At point C, the potential energy is 0, and at point A it is the maximum. So the potential energy line will be drawn like this. This is the graph line for the potential energy. And what about the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is maximum at height 0, and at point A the kinetic energy is 0, and as it comes down the kinetic energy goes on increasing and it's maximum at C. So the kinetic energy is maximum at C, and at point A it is 0. So this will be the graph line for the kinetic energy. So this was about the freely falling body and conservation of mechanical energy. We can see the phenomenon of conservation of mechanical energy in a simple pendulum as well. So we have to just go through it qualitatively. So this is the rigid support, this is the point of suspension, and we have a simple pendulum like this. This is the mean position. This is the bob and this is the mean position of the bob. So it will, suppose it oscillates in this way. So this is one extreme position. This is another extreme position. So when this bob is here, it is at some, if we take this as the reference level for measuring height, reference level for measuring height. So what we observe is that at this extreme position, say A, this bob is at some height. In fact, throughout the journey of this, during half the oscillation, it is at the maximum height here. So it's having potential energy here, and which is maximum. And this bob at the extreme position is momentarily at rest. At a particular instant of time, when it is at the extreme position, momentarily it is at rest. And then it starts coming down and it loses its potential energy. So at this point here, kinetic energy at A is 0 and potential energy at A is maximum, because this is the maximum height. If we say this height to be h, the mass to be m, so we can also write this as mgh. Now what happens as the bob comes down? Say sometime at a particular instant of time it is here. So here the height has decreased from the reference level. Height decreasing means the potential energy is decreasing. So from point A to certain point B, what we see is that the potential energy decreases because the height decreases. And the velocity increases. Here the velocity was 0, here it is having some velocity. So what we can say that from A to B, what's happening? There is a decrease in the potential energy and simultaneously there is an increase in the kinetic energy. So we can say here that the loss of potential energy, in fact we can prove this thing, that the loss of potential energy is equal to the gain in kinetic energy. And when it is at this point, so it is at the reference level. Here the potential energy, say this is point C, is 0. And what about the kinetic energy? The kinetic energy is maximum. In fact, the whole potential energy here has got converted into the kinetic energy. This maximum potential energy has disappeared here and has got converted into the kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy here is mgh. We are obviously not considering energy dissipation. Energy dissipation or energy losses, which will anyhow happen practically, like air resistance will be there. And here also, because of this string is not completely rigid. So because of string, flexibility, also we'll see that some energy is lost. We are not considering all these losses. Okay. So if we don't consider this dissipation of energy or the energy losses due to friction, etc. So this whole potential energy here has got converted into the kinetic energy, and as it moves, crosses this position C. Now again height increases. So the potential energy increases. And where does this energy come from? the kinetic energy decreases. From point C to D, what will we see? That the potential energy is increasing and the kinetic energy is decreasing. And at this point T, momentarily, the kinetic energy will be 0. And the potential energy will again be maximum, and again this height will be h. So it is again maximum at D, and it is also equal to mgh. So during the oscillation of this ball, this particular setup is known as simple pendulum. What we see is that the energy conservation, the mechanical energy conservation precisely, is present. What we see is either kinetic energy gets converted into potential energy or the potential energy gets converted into the kinetic energy. That is what is happening. Okay, thank you.